Good evening. How you doing, all folks? It is Middle-Aged Gamer Guy. Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How is chat? How is everyone doing? Let's see who's here. Gozzo, good evening. You were the first one here. Bright and early. Lovely to see you. Mr. Dan Game Tank, hello. How's it going? There's one person I'm going to skip because I'm going to introduce him very shortly. Gilfly, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Ubi, lovely to see you as always. Jenny, good evening, you beauties. Hello, lovely Jenny. How are you? TKD Adam, hello. Good to see you, buddy. Sucker, hello. How you doing? In ads. Don't worry, you'll be back soon. Don't worry, you'll be back soon. iQuail, good evening. Good to see you. Dan says, hey, are you well, Mr. Mag? I am good. Thank you so much. Sup? Good to see you. Danke. Dankeschön. I'm feeling German tonight. Guten Abend. No, that's good. Good. Yeah, Guten Abend's evening, isn't it? There you go. Where's Hot Guy? Good evening, Soph. He'll be along in a minute, Soph. I nearly said something really bad. It's really bad. But you know it's me, so I was going to say, keep it in your pants. There you go. Kindred, good evening. So I've just seen Dave burst out laughing. You're going to tie him up. I don't think his wife will allow that. But there you go. But I've got some rope, just saying. Oof! There you go. Hello, Adam. How's it going? And whip him. I'm trying to look. It's so good. You should really see Dave's face right now because I can see it. It's just like, there you go. Oh, Mr. Johnson, hello. I didn't think you were going to be here today. Also, to the hey to Hot Guy's wife. There you go. Adam's like, says sounds fun. Could be a good night. There you go. I was saying we might have a new sponsor next week. Maggie for Christie. I know. Who done it? Who tied up his wife? What are you talking about having rope? And Hot Guys, why am I here? I don't know. You can run while you need to. Flame, good evening. Hello. I suppose we won't really know unless someone asks it. I know. God damn it. There you go. Anyway, speaking of hot people, we should bring said person in. As you know, he is the co-host that knows the most, and he's probably going to get harassed by Sophie all evening amongst other people. Please give it up for the one, the only, Mr. David Jones.
Evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Evening, Sophie in chat. How are you?
Dave's like, Sophie, get him. Sorry, I just found this really amusing. I don't harass. Jury's out on that one. Woo, Dave. We love Dave. Says Dave. That gets confusing, isn't it? How are you, Dave? Your fan club's in. Exclamation.
All right. Thank you, mate.
What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Oh, I've just been playing some of the sort of same stuff I've been playing the last couple of weeks. Still carrying on with my replay of The Last Guardian. Still enjoying that. Still battling with the controls and the camera, but you know, I can get past that. So I don't think I'm too far from the end now. Probably got a couple of hours left of that, but still enjoying it. And I had a bit of a blast on Stalker 2 over the weekend. I think I played it for a good month or so. But it had a patch in the week, so I that, updated a few mods I've got installed as well, and did it under the mission on that one. So I'm slowly getting closer to the end, but it is one of those ones that just seems to take quite a while. You finish a mission, then the next one is like fucking miles away on the map, and you've got to go walking for miles. And it does the same again when you finish that one. You've got to go miles the other way. So it keeps you trekking around, but I'm still enjoying it.
They could call it Stalker 2, the Proclaimers edition, because you have to walk 100 miles and then walk 100 more or 5 more. Yeah,
that's it. A fair old way.
It is.
Keeping my character fit, not me, because I'm just sitting.
No, you're sitting there playing it. Yeah, but I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying it because I know I've said this again. I wasn't a fan of it. I know there's people.
Wasn't it for you, was it?
No, but there were some people that absolutely loved it, and do you know what? I'm glad it's getting some love. So in that respect, I can't knock it at all. Also, help Sophie stalked me on Facebook. There's nothing I can do about that. You need to speak to your lawyers, Dave, about that one. Dave also said, I'm being good today this week because Dan is here and I'm going to kill him instead. Poor Dan. What did Dan do? Never mind. In terms of what I've been playing some more Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm more than halfway through that. Really enjoying that. Still really enjoying that. But obviously a little game came out on Thursday that we're going to be talking about on the show, which then consumed the rest of my time, and Dynasty Warriors got pushed aside. But I'm actually 2 levels from end of said game that we'll talk about later. So I'm probably going to complete that this week and then jump back on Dynasty Warriors before my life gets consumed by another game that we'll be streaming on Thursday and talking about on next week's show. Just leaving it there so people can guess. Sophie's been playing lots of Orcs. Good, because we'll be talking about that as well on tonight's show. Obviously, before we bring our guest in, I have to state for the very last time, you will hear me say this, that this stream is responsible and sponsored by the wonderful Domino Dreams. There is the link in the chat. We set a challenge for the last 30 days for you to get as far as you can on Domino Dreams. You can download it on your mobile now by using that link there or the panel in my About section on the Twitch page. And you have until 6 p.m. tomorrow, and then all the challenges will close. And then what we are going to do is see all the people who did the challenge, and then we're going to enter you into a totally separate draw. And as a little thank you from me to you for all the people that took place, we're going to award someone who got the furthest in the game some mag merch, and then there's another pool for all the people that took part in the challenge who'll win a mug or a mouse mat, something like that from my store. And if you want to see what's in the store, exclamation merch, because there's another plug. I'm good at that. I keep getting told I forget to plug the merch store, but there you go. So exclamation merch in store. But 2 people will win some lovely little prizes as a little thank you from me. So there you go. Maggie's going to fix it so that Dave wins. No. There you go. There you go. Do it. I'll fight you if not. This is Sophie arguing with Dave. People have... yeah, there's just too many people arguing with Dave. So we'll just leave it right there. Thank you. But thank you again to our sponsors, Domino Dreams, who have been our sponsors for the last 30 days, which has been a nice way to start the year. So thank you, because without sponsors, we can't do this crazy shit. So thank you very much. Now, moving on, let's get our guest. It is this gentleman's first time on this show, and I can tell that he's very excited to be on this show. He is a fantastic variety streamer, and just this weekend, he is one of a number of people that raised a shit ton of money for a very worthy charity, and we'll get him on to talk about this. I know there's people in chat that are involved as well. So please welcome our wonderful man that we have met at a number of gaming events, but his first time on the show. Please give it up for Supernovaplays.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
How's it going?
Evening.
Great to see you.
How's everyone doing? Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good, thank you.
There you go. So good to have you on, mate, because obviously we've known each other for, it's been a couple of years now.
Been a couple of years.
Known each other, so happy. So you go. Dave thought he was the guest, but why am I not surprised? Jenny says hello. Gozzo saying hello, Super. How are you?
Hello.
There you go. And for those who are want to follow Super, there are links in chat right now. Dan has just put his Twitch channel, his TikTok, his YouTube. So while you're having a look at that, and I'll put that back up for a second, tell everyone about your channel and what you stream.
My channel focuses on chill vibes, just playing games and taking you along the journey with me. It's full of a variety of games, hence why I'm called a variety streamer. And yeah, no toxicity. Leave all your negatives and worries to the side. It's just a place where you can escape, get involved in the games with me. I do challenges. I'm just quirky. I'm not really a pro streamer, but you know, I just get lost in the games and absolutely love it. I do D&D as well.
Nice. I didn't know that, you know.
Yeah. And well, I'm a part of it. I'm not really a DM, but I've designed all the the overlays and stuff like that to make it look good, and I try and incorporate everything into it. So I really enjoy that. I love my community nights. I love building up my community. We do loads of collabs and multiplayer games.
Yeah. When are you typically on for people who might not be
typically on Tuesday and Thursdays doing my solo single player kind of thing. I've been doing Nier Automata for the last few weeks, which
nice.
is I don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner. It's just such a good game.
It is
And
good.
even though the credits have rolled on my first playthrough, people are saying play it again because it's totally different. So that's what I'm going to do.
I won't spoil anything, but yes, do that. Definitely do that.
Wednesdays are my community nights where I just get everyone involved playing the best games. Tomorrow we're playing Party Animals.
Nice.
But yeah, we've been playing all these quirky games where it's just full of moments where you just have to laugh out loud. The weekends are a bit in the air, so I just wing that depending on what the schedule is.
Nice. Okay. There's a couple more people that have said hello to you in the chat. Obs is here. Hello, Obs. He says Supernova. There you go.
Hello.
LeBray says hello, Explodey Star. So you now have an alternative name.
Love it.
Moonchild's here. Hello, Mooney. How you doing, lovely? Great to see you. Dave said you do D&D like this stream. Dave and Dave.
Dave and Dave.
I mean, possibly. Double D's. That's something else. Mooney says love Party Animals. Dave says I booed Nova. Don't boo Nova. He's our guest.
Don't boo me.
No. Gilfly says super fucking Nova.
I've got me cheerleaders in the chat.
Hey, you've got a fan club. Dave, see, look, Dave's normally got a fan club, but I think tonight you're winning it on this scale.
Ooh,
right? Evening Moonbeard, super fucking Nova. Mooney's like, hello, you lovely men's. Yes, we are lovely men's.
Men.
Men. Can I boo Mag? Yes, it's in your contract. So there you go. There you go. So this weekend, I was a bit wounded about this because I wasn't around, but quite a big event happened this weekend, didn't it? Because yourself and a number of other people, I know there's people in chat as well. I know Chaotic, who's not here yet. I know, I think Mooney was involved. There's a few others as well. It was the streaming for Sans weekend, wasn't it?
That's
so
right, yes.
Do you want to tell everyone what that was about and kind of what happened and how you're involved?
Well, the Sans charity is a close one to my heart and many others. And we were kindly asked by Mrs. Quack, Mrs. Quackamapanda, to donate money, to raise as much money as we can for this really, really important charity. Links are still active across the board for anyone who wants to donate. It's for neonatal loss and anyone who's been through that with the grief. They're there to support you, support families who are going through that kind of bereavement. So yeah, we all collaborated. We all got together. I got some people on board doing collabs with me.
Nice.
Moonchild, Ginger Viking, Chaotic, Keanu Reeves, who's part of my little mod squad.
Yeah.
We all just got into some games and had a laugh doing it. And we raised. I met my target, which was over 100.
Nice.
And so I was extremely proud of that. But I asked Mrs. Quack earlier on. The total at the moment is £4,863.26.
Sweet, because it was just at the end of the weekend. It was just before, so it's gone up considerably, hasn't it? So which is brilliant.
Yeah. So that's collectively, and hats off to everyone involved. Just looking at some of the clips as well, they had such a good time doing it as well.
Yeah.
Which is just it warms the heart to see, and I'm so proud of everyone involved.
It's amazing. If you'd like to donate, Dan Game Tank has posted a link and it is there on the screen. Go to justgiving.com/page/Supernovaplays. If you feel like you can donate a couple of quid, it would be greatly appreciated. So that link is there, and we'll drop the link throughout the night as well as Supernova's links. So there you go. Osiris Games is here. Says hi. Hi, Osiris. How are you doing? Moonbeard says, bloody hell, Mags has the most hair of the lot. I mean, at least I guess I'm good at something. So there you go. There you go. LeBray said, when you said Dave's got a fan club, I thought you meant the other Dave and confusion reigned. My apologies. Yes. There you go. This Dave right here. It's fan club. There you go. Who else we got? Apparently, Sophie says I'm now matching that total. So I've now got to find 4,800 quid from somewhere. Anybody want to give me a loan? No, Dave's like, no, not doing that. Dave's like, I lent him a £5 2 years ago. I've never had it back. So, might have to do an IOU though. There you go. It says Adam says it's still active. The link. Well, that's cool. So that's fine. iQuell says for the new people. There's some details there as well. And Obs says, good luck for all the fundraising and everything. Supernova will give you a loan. No, I'm not going to ask Supernova to give me a loan. That's not fair. He did all the hard work at the weekend. I'm not going to do that. So,
I need it to live. I can't do it.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, man. But there you go. So please use that link. Do donate if you feel so. It's going to a fantastic charity. I know Stream for Sands. My apologies that I was not around at the weekend to see any of it. I was actually gutted because there were so many people that I know and they've been on this show and we've streamed and we meet at the different community meets and events. And I wanted to, so my apologies to all of you that I just couldn't be there because of work-related things, which is just shit. But it's there. But I'm so glad it went so well. I'm really, really happy for all of you. So it's fantastic. So good. So good. So shall we? Adam says, I will alone my body. How much is it worth, Adam? What can I get?
We don't know. You know, he's done taekwondo and all sorts. He's probably worth a penny.
Sweet. I'll take you down cash converters, Adam. We'll see what we can get for you. We'll give all the money to Sands charity. Okay. On that bombshell that I'm selling Adam's body off, shall we crack on with our show tonight?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's get going, mate.
I like that. That was in unison. Thank you very much, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 202nd show. Can you believe it? With the wonderful Supernovaplays, we're going to be talking about games and news from the last 7 days or so, including Assetto Corsa Evo, which is in early access. We've got Eternal Strands, Orcs Must Die, Death Trap. We've got Marvel Spiderman 2 has come out on PC, Sniper Elite Resistance, and Citizen Sleeper 2, plus a load of gaming news, which has been going on around the world. So we will kick off with our first game. Adam says, legs still got some T-Day gear still, so might get a £5. Nice! Is that £5 for each leg? Because that's at least a tenner. I'm happy with that. So a lot for the body, couple of quid for the legs. We'll figure out what we get for the head and arms. Be absolutely fine.
Probably make more money being a bodyguard.
We'll literally hold his body and move it around. Let's crack on with our first game tonight. So this is one that featured in our 50 games to look out for in 2025. And we did state that the week that we wanted to talk about it, there wasn't many reviews. And the reviews have been slowly coming in over the last couple of weeks. So this actually came out in early access back on the Thursday, the 16th of January. So it's about 2 weeks ago. But now we've got some reviews. We can finally talk about it. And this has come out for PC and VR, but it is early access. So the question is, what sort of state is it in? Does it give us an idea of how good it's going to be? Because this is one of the most anticipated car games of this year. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. This is Assetto Corsa Evo. There you go, folks. So this is Assetto Corsa Evo, which is now out in early access for PC and VR. And we talked about this, obviously, a couple of weeks, Dave. It was in our top 50, as I mentioned. And it's a bit more of a serious driving game, isn't it, compared to, say, your Forza Horizons, but this is a bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely more the sim racing affair. So yeah, people are going to be taking this one pretty seriously. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, when that trailer we looked at on the show a couple of weeks back in the top 50, that looked very, very nice then. So it's definitely one to, I say, keep an eye on. Perhaps not one to jump into straight away, because whilst I think they've got the car handling model pretty much nailed down. That's meant to be very good. It's just because it's early access, it is a little bit light on content, and it's going to have bugs. It's not optimized, to any great degree. So I've seen people in like Steam comments, saying it just doesn't run that well. The sort of spec requirements are a bit ridiculous at the moment, but I'm sure that will get better over time. I think they're currently aiming for like autumn this year for like the full 1.0 release. I have to see whether that does happen, but they have got like a full roadmap where like more content is going to come. But whilst it looks good, and I do quite fancy it because it looks like it'd be good in VR. I always quite fancy playing Gran Turismo 7 in VR. Yeah, but I ain't shelling out for a PSVR 2 to play it. I've already got a PC VR headset, so this one I could play the VR on. But I will definitely wait for the 1.0 release to try it out. But, I think it looks pretty nice. Definitely
it does. It does look really, really good, and I do like my driving games. So whether I play this or not, I will wait. Again, I'm one of these people that I'll wait. I tend to like to play the game when it's like fully out.
Same here.
So we'll see. Fleabag, good evening. Good to see you. Danka says these do work really well in VR. Not had the opportunity to try this edition yet. Now, if a demo comes in the future, I'll see. So so some people might wait for a demo. Some people might wait for the full game. Supernova, are you a racing game fan?
I do like casual racing games, like say Forza Horizon. But when it comes to more in simulation based, where it's very precise on the roads, and you have to look after this and that sensitivity, I'm not really into this kind of game. But I appreciate that the pushing the bar when it comes to realism and the racing aspect of it. Yeah, I'm just not that competitive and not really into these kind of games.
No, that's fair enough. It's funny. There's some racing games I love, and there's some racing games that I'll just be like, yeah. So I can't be dealing with it. But yeah, so we shall see. Now, obviously, there's people putting scores in the chat. If you've never seen the show before, I'll explain exactly what's going on, because you're like, why people putting numbers in the chat? So we don't review the games, but we scour the internet to get a ton of reviews. Hence why it took 2 weeks to get the information on this one, because the reviews were not that fast in coming in at first. And we basically take an average score. Now, you may agree with that score. You may not. Don't blame us. Don't shoot the messages. It is just a guideline of how good the game is. Now, also, I'm going to say for this particular game, this is early access. So this score could improve, or this score could get worse, because we have had some early access games that got worse as they went on. We do get some that do really well. So take this score with a pinch of salt. So there you go. Adam says, I'm going to stick to Disney Speedstorm. I've never seen this show before. And Supernova says, is this a show? I think you're both lying.
We wonder that ourselves.
Yeah, we're not even sure what this is, and we've been doing it for nearly 4 years. Well, we have been doing it for 4 years. So Danka's got a predicted score of 8.5 based on our show from a couple of weeks ago. So we'll see if he wants to stick with that. Adam says a 7, a solid 7. Gozzo says a 7. Moonchild says a 7. Oh, lots of people going. Moonbeard 7. Ob saying 6.5. Gilfly 6.5. Jenny's quite hyped for this one, saying thinks it's going to be a 9. Flame says an 8. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. iQuail agrees with you, Dave. 7.5 as well. Supernova, what do you reckon?
7. I like the scope of it all, but I think it'll grow with time. At the moment, I think it's a solid 7.
Nice. Okay, solid 7. Fat Bands, hello. Good to see you, mate. 9 if you're a sim racer. 6 if you're more an arcade. Hi, all. Now, what I'm going to say with that is, which one are you going to pick? Because anyone who gets a score right gets a shout out in chat. So I'll let you pick which one you want to go for, Fat, for that one. Danka, I had a rule, and I'm sticking to the 8.5. However, with it being early access, I'm expecting less. No worries. 9. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a sim racer. Still yet to get one right. Maybe it'll happen tonight, Adam. Maybe it'll happen tonight. Dave, we got your score. Supernova, we got your score. Anybody else? Last chance. This is Assetto Corsa Evo, which has come out in early access about 2 weeks ago. Okay, on Thursday, the 16th of Jan, and you can try it out on PC and VR. And if there are no other guesses, I can tell you that this got an okay 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Right. And the reasons being, again, I don't always justify why these get these scores. Reason being, it's had multiple crashes and multiple things where the game freezes because it's early access. There's also a lot of online modes which you can't open because they're not available. But weirdly, you still have to be online to play the single player, which people found very confusing. There's not a bigger selection of cars yet, but they've said there is because they put the roadmap out the stage. There's a lot of content coming. And sometimes the AI cars can be a little bit overzealous and literally just ram you off the track, which they really shouldn't be doing in that style of game. So there is things that needs work. They have already done a number of patches for it. But as the time of reviews, we are looking a 6 out of 10. So I don't think anyone actually did. Anyone say 6 in the chat?
No, Obs has said 6.5.
Yeah, Ob said Gilfly was close, so about 0.5 out. So some people were very, very close. But we have given a shout out to Danka because Danka is our community member of the month, as voted by this community. So congratulations, Danka. So he gets a shout out automatically just because he's community member of the month. So there you go. But no one got that. But I would say for an early access game, Pat says, I now want an arcade racer. You might get it. But I'd say for early access, a 6 out of 10 is not bad. I know that sounds crazy. 6 out of 10 is all right because it means it's in a good state. It's not in a bad state. We had a game last week, so early access got a 4. It can only get better. Fingers crossed. So there we go. Games Guru says, I half arrived. He's like, where's the other half then? There you go. Evening all. Good to see you, Nova. Birthday broski, hello. Yeah, we learn that you share your birthdays.
Yeah, same birthdays, 19th of August.
There you go. How cool is that? 19th of August. Might have to pre-early sing you happy birthday at a certain gaming convention that's taking place in August. That's all I'll say. We'll have to do that. Gozzo says, like to stick with Ridge Race and Gran Turismo here. For now, that's probably the safe bet. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, Fat did say 6, but didn't commit, which is fine. But it's all good. So there you go. Thunder Phoenix, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate you. The one that's happening in 190 days. Not that we're counting. Said game event.
We're not.
Someone is clearly counting. And can you tell me how many days before we actually announce everything, Dan? Let's see if he gets that one right. Anyway, moving on. Our second game tonight. This came out Tuesday last week. This came out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and is available on Game Pass. Dan, you are incorrect. And Ob says, still too long. Thank you. So there you go. So let's have a look at this. This is the game. Oh, you're close, Adam, but not yet. That's coming up. Don't worry. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Eternal Strands. There you go. So that is Internal Strands, which is out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and on Game Pass as a day one as of last Tuesday. Also featured in our top 50 games to look out for this year. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yes, this one's a bit of an action RPG. It's got sort of a mix of a few different games in there. It's definitely a bit of the sort of recent Zelda, so you can sort of climb and everything. It's got various like physics systems to control how like fire propagates, and if you use ice on a dragon's wings, it'll be able to fly and crashing down to the ground. And there's like sort of bits of like Monster Hunter as well, along with Shadow of the Colossus, because there's like big creatures you got to fight and climb up. But I think they need a bit like planning, so you got the right skills and things to take them down. I think it looks pretty decent from what I've seen of it. Graphic style looks pretty nice. Nothing particularly amazing, but nice sort of clean graphic style that looks pretty cool. It's kind of one that I might give a go. It's on Game Pass as well, I believe. So
it is
jumping up a blast. Looks like it should be pretty good fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This was potentially going to be in my schedule for this month.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
quite make it.
Didn't quite make it because there's too many other really good games that I've got to try and cover.
It's a busy month.
So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those that we might play later in the year, but it gets a slap wrist from me because I couldn't fit it in. So sorry to Internal Strands, because I do like to look at this. Supernova, your thoughts on this one?
This is very much my kind of game. It's got definitely, like Dave said, it's got very much Breath of the Wild kind of like inventions that like a different kind of gameplay mechanic that you see in most games. Plus, you get to climb the giants and take them down. Who doesn't love that kind of stuff, And it looks clean and polished, like you said. Totally my kind of thing. I think this is going to be one to watch, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely like the look of this. Kindred, hello, good evening. Kindred says, "What game? I missed it. This is Eternal Strands. We're talking about this." Thunder Phoenix says, "Like Johnny Five says, need more input." Great to have you here, Thunder Phoenix, and again, thank you for that follow earlier. Let's see what people are saying. iQuail said, "I take it the speech bubbles are not part of the game." No, they're not. It was just comments that people had made when the game was getting announced earlier in the year. Let's have a look. So we got some scores. For those who just joined us, we don't review the games. We get you to guess the review scores. And then if you get it right, you get shout outs for your channel in the chat. Danka said his predicted score is 7.5 for this one. Games Guru says 8 from me. Gozzo says a 7. Jenny says a 7.5, so all kind of around. Fat Pants says 8. Kindred says, "I'm playing this at the moment." 8. Flame, 7.5. Osiris, 6.5. Adam, 7. So quite a few people kind of sitting around that kind of scores, around about the same. Start with you, Supernova. What do you reckon to this one? What do you think?
I always get mixed up with this. I always base it off what I like instead of what I think the score might be. I'm thinking about 7.5 for this one.
7.5. Okie dokie. iQuail agrees with you. LeBray says, "I'll go 7.5 as well." Gozzo says, "I'm sticking with 7. Okay. So it's like very close people with this. Dave, what say you?
Oh, I'm going to try an 8 for this.
Oh, he's going for 8. He's pushing for an 8. Okay. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Eternal Strands, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and is on Game Pass right now. And if there are no more... Osiris says 8, actually. Just changed. Just in time. Okay. Well, I'll allow that. That's fine. I can tell you this got a very satisfying 7 out of 10.
7.
There you go.
Ooh.
So decent. It is decent. Go check it out. So Gozzo, congratulations. Well done. You got that right. TKD Adam, well done. You said 7 as well. You got that right. And everyone else was just above it there. So there you go. It's better than a 7. Well, that's cool. That's cool. And that's why I say you may agree with the scores, you may not. There is a game later on today that we're going to talk about. That's all I'm going to say. I'm in the same sort of
edge of my seat.
Yeah,
Wow.
without giving much too much away. I mean, but there you go. So there you go. That gets a 7 out of 10. But go try it out for yourself as well. So congratulations. Also, I'm going to say this. For everyone that we give shout outs to, please do give them a follow. Please do go check them out because they are here every week watching this show and supporting us. So we greatly appreciate it if you support them as well. let's move on to some gaming news. Now, last week we very quickly mentioned that a GTA mod got taken down straight away, which was the fact that they basically revamped GTA Vice City in a mod and made it all new and shiny. And then they were basically advised not to make it live, and they did, and then it got taken down. But there you go. And Adam, yes, you got one right. See, we said it. Congratulations. See what? For all the time that Adam's been here,
Yes.
right, ladies and gentlemen. There you
Well
go.
done.
There you go. Nicely done, Adam. Nicely done. There you go. So this week we have another thing where it might go a bit pear-shaped for a modder, but it's slightly different. So it might happen, it might not. So there is a YouTuber called Dark Space, who's basically, with only the information he's been given from the GTA 6 trailer, and let's face it, there's only been one because we've all been sitting around waiting for another one, and basically taking the information out and recreated what he thinks is going to be the GTA 6 map in GTA 5. So you kind of get like a partial map, as it were. And he's very openly said, this is what I would expect to see. It might not be correct, but there you go. So they've modded it and you can walk around it and you can check it out and there's videos. Now, the problem is he is a super fan of GTA, but he is expecting for it to get closed down. Now, nothing has been said as yet, but the difference between this and the other thing is he's not actually taken physical items from a game that's previously existed and changed it and basically put it out there for people to have. He's basically gone, hey, look, this is my map. Come and check it out. So the question is, do we think this mod will get taken down by Rockstar? Or do you think they'll let him have it because he's such a super fan?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Take-Two do take down stuff like from plenty of super fans, don't they?
Yeah.
Tons of mods. So I don't know. Maybe they might look at this one if he gets more stuff in there. It's perhaps a bit too close to the actual GTA 6 map, but hopefully not. I mean, it's just using assets within GTA 5 to make it, so it's not really breaking any rules. And it's something to do anyway. It's a while away at the time waiting for GTA 6. Yeah. So hopefully they don't ban him. We can keep busy doing that until the full one comes out.
I think that's fair. If you want to check out the map, the YouTuber is called Dark Space. So go and have a look because he's done some YouTube.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they took it down. They're money hungry, and they, if anything, dilutes their player base by them, having their fill in a map that's been made by a super fan. Then they'll try and take it down. Like with the GTA Vice City one. Yeah. They probably had plans to reintroduce that again at another point. So they took it down, so people will hunger for that.
Yeah. We'll see. I hope it doesn't, but I got the feeling that, legal people be legal people and they do legal things and basically shut people down, as we've seen many a time, as we talked about on this show. So go check it out while you still can, because it is still there. Go check it out. Bless him, he even said it might be up there for about 2 weeks and it'll probably get taken down, but at least he's honest about it. Chaotic says, hello, apologies, I'm late. Absolutely fine. You don't have to apologize at all. Lovely to have you here. Great to see you as always. Good to have you here. Dom Fox Elite, hello. Good to see you as well. Good to have you here. So yeah, some people are saying probably will get taken down. We hope it doesn't. So we will see what people are saying. But yeah, go check it out while you still can. So there you go. And it's something to do while we still wait another 10 years for GTA 6, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'll get it.
So there you go. Allegedly, I did hear someone say something, and I was like, I'll take this with a pinch of salt. There was rumours that it's going to be autumn that it comes out. But those are just rumours. Someone let slip, and I'm not going to say what YouTube channel, but it's a very big and well-respected YouTube channel, and someone let it slip and went, oh, when it comes out in the, and you kind of went, not actually announced that. So I think I don't think they're going to get in trouble because they didn't say a date, but they kind of weren't. So I think it might have been speculation as well. Yeah, maybe autumn, but what year? 3026.
Yeah.
Long
On
after
the
all.
PlayStation 10, yes.
Yeah, PlayStation 10. An Xbox is just a figment of your imagination because they don't do consoles anymore. There you go. Sophie's saying September the 17th. That's her guess. Or has Sophie got inside information? We will have to find out. Let's move on to our third game of tonight. This also came out on Tuesday the 28th last week on Xbox Series X, S, and PC. Now, as I know, there's a number of people in chat who've been playing this. It's already been mentioned in the chat. It says on the leak, so it was a leak. So maybe that's what they did. Rumored to be September 17th, which marks what? I see. So 10 years since GTA 5.
Right.
I mean, that'd be clever if they did do that.
Yeah.
Whether they do that, we shall have to see. But this is out, as I say, on Xbox Series X and S and PC. And again, is another game that is you can play on Game Pass. And this is Orcs Must Die, Death Trap. Let's have a look at this. There you go. So this is technically the fourth game in the series, but this is Orcs Must Die Death Trap. A couple of people saying been playing this last week. Really good fun. Tower Phoenix says can't beat a good tower defense game. Dan said these games have been addictive. Been playing the third recently. We'll talk about the scores in a second. Dave, for anyone who might not know what the Orcs Must Die franchise is, tell us a little bit more, please.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tower defense game, as has been mentioned in the chat. So yeah, got to defend your base from all these orcs, and you can pile in, and there's like lots of different traps you can lay to take them out as they come in. It looks pretty decent for what we saw in the trailer, and I think it's for you can play it solo, you can play with up to 4 players, so get some mates and then just cause some complete carnage, taking out the orcs with all those various traps. I think it looks like it'd be pretty good fun. It's one I'd definitely consider having a look at. Looks like it'd be a good co-op evening with your mates.
Yeah, there you go. Summary. It's about orcs and how they must die.
That covers it.
That covers everything you need to know. Supernova, your thoughts on this? Have you played any of the previous games?
I've never played the previous games. It looks very, what I call a Fortnite aesthetic. It's very, very cartoony. It's got a lot of action in it. You can't beat that. And these games seem to do very well in the grand scheme of things when it comes to sellability. People love tower defense, and it's got loads of replayability. I might try it out. Definitely.
Yeah. I think this isn't the one that I'm couldn't squeeze this into the schedule, but I will probably play this offline and give this a go because this looks really, really good. It looks a lot of fun. Let's see. So we've got a couple of scores already. Kindred, 8 out of 10. What do we got? Danka says a 7 out of 10. Ob says a 7.5. Fat Pants says 6. Gozzo says a 7. iQuail says a 7.5. Kindred says, Kindred's changed, 7.5, come down slightly lower. Flame says an 8. Osiris says 6.5. Could be considered for a community night. Well, maybe I will chuck that in then, Danka. Maybe I will chuck that in because after tomorrow night's community night, you lot have got to vote for it. The next free community night. So there you go. However, though, people prefer number 3 over this one. Interesting. People are saying the third one's better, but it's still a good game. Interesting. Dave, what do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try a 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Supernova?
I think it's got a market. I'm going to go for an 8.
Going for an 8, okay. Sophie says, now that I've researched it, well, thank you for doing the research. That's probably... We're being raided.
Cool.
Got the music. JL, how you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for the raids.
Legendary.
Hey. How you doing? Can we get a shout out for JL? Thank you, Mr. Game Tank. Been playing some Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Great to see you. Hello, folks. Hello, JL and all his crew. This is, I should say, Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. I am Mags. This is co-host that knows the most, Dave. And our guest tonight, the wonderful Supernovaplays. Welcome on in. You had an amazing stream, JL. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to raid here as well. Always good to see you, my friend. This raid needed to stop by. I appreciate it, buddy. Great to see you. Let's see what other scores we got. Because I missed a few there. Jenny says a 7. Chaotic says 8.5. Games Guru says 7.5. Gilfly says an 8. For those who've just joined us in the raid, we are guessing the scores, the review scores for Orcs Must Die Death Trap, which came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X and S and PC, and it's also on Game Pass. Literally everything on bloody Game Pass at the moment. Lebraze says 7.5. If there are no more scores, I can tell you that this got 7 out of 10.
7.
So 7 out of 10. Again, perfectly good. If you're IGN, that means it's shit. But anybody else in the world, that's a decent score. So 7 out of 10. Now, Mr. Dave here got it right. You can celebrate because obviously Dave is not a streamer. Exclamation Dave in chat will give him a shout out like that. And obviously it means I have to give him a shout out. How would you like your shout out tonight?
You can do a bit of spinning on your chair to begin with, mate.
Spinning on the chair. Osiris Games says IGN is shit as reviews anyway. Agreed. There you go. Picking a fight with someone else again. I know. Look, I picked 7 fights on this show. I just don't give a fuck. That's all. There you go. Woo! It's chaotic. Well done. So, spinning on the chair. Let's make this happen. Congratulations to Gozzo. We got it right as well. Let's have a look. Who else got this right? Jenny. Well done. You got it right as well. Scrolling up. And Danker, obviously, because he was the first one to get his score in. So, well done to all of you for getting it right. And please do give those wonderful people a follow. But in the meantime, here we go. I'm not going to over. I just kicked the router over. There you go. Let's pick that back up. I knew I was going to boot something. It was going to happen at some point. There we go.
You need your router.
We're lucky. We've not killed the internet. So there you go. Sophie says, one day his little legs are going to kick the shelves. It's going to happen. There you go. That's unlike you, Mags. What? Me slagging off IGN? It's probably the first time I've slagged IGN. EGX on another. No, let's not go there. Let's not do that. Not tonight. Oh, dear. Never mind. Right. Congratulations on getting that right. Double debt. No, we did enough for that last week. Mate, fat pads. Seriously. Maybe on next week's show. There's always time for that. So there you go. I just hate 3-letter companies. That's not true. Name some other 3-letter companies. I will prove I don't hate them. Oh, dear. There you go. Let's move on to our next game. Now, funny enough, this next game, I remember us talking about the first one of this a couple of years ago on the show. BBC. Jury's out on them. I haven't watched anything on the BBC for years, so no real comment. I remember us talking about the original one of this. And now the sequel is out. And this came out last Tuesday as well. A lot of games that came out last Tuesday. This is on PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Nintendo Switch. And this is Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter. So let's have a look at the trailer for this.
edge of ruin. An ancient evil thirsts for blood and vengeance, and a hero who's seen far too few a winter. The fate of the North dangles by a whisker. Rally the scattered clans. Purge the realm of its loathsome beasts. And wield the very power of the gods. For only through fire, steel, and an iron will can Radkind prevail in its darkest hour. Do not waver. Do not yield. And show no mercy. Tales of Iron 2, Whiskers of Winter.
There you go, folks. That is Tales of Iron 2, which came out last Tuesday on practically everything. PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Switch. That was a mouthful. Lady Doll, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest games, news, and reviews from the last 7 days or so. I followed forever ago. What is this? Hi! This is a talk show, Lady Doll, with the wonderful guest Supernova and my co-host that knows the most, Dave. Twitch be broken. Hey, Twitch be Twitch. There you go. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, because I remember the first one got quite rave reviews, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. This one looks like it's more of the same. Yeah, it's still got that nice looking graphical style that they've gone for, which I think does make it look good, stands out a bit. This is a sort of 2D Souls-like game, so it has got pretty difficult combat. You need to master the the parries and the blocks and stuff like that to have a chance of getting through this one. But this is continuing the story from the first game, where you defeated the I think it was an army of frogs in the first game. This one looks like an army like bats have come to take over the kingdom, so you've got to try and fight them back and reclaim your lands. It looks like it should be pretty decent, even though it is Souls-like. It has got some difficulty modes. If you're having a tough time, you can at least knock the difficulty down, a bit more chance of getting through it. And the other cool thing about this one, the narrator is Doug Cockles, who's the Witcher in the games. If anyone recognises the voice, that's who it is. So it's Geralt of Rivia.
That's really cool. So Nova will love that game as he loves Souls-like.
No. I have a soul. I don't want to lose it to playing Souls games.
Yeah. Adam says, because I said it's literally out on everything, and Adam goes, it's not on mobile. Yes, and it's not also on refrigerators, lawnmowers, and what other devices have Doom been on? All the weird things, Game Boy, So it's out on most modern things. Just to cover my back there, Adam. But thank you for pointing out. So it's not on mobile. Damn it, Atari Lynx, it's not on that. NES, SNES, Mega Drive, Genesis, Atari 2600. Spectrum,
Game Gear.
Yeah, Game Gear. Those knockoff consoles that you can buy that got 200 games on. Not on any of that.
The Neo Geo.
Yeah, not on a Neo Geo. Yeah, ain't on the Nokia just 700. Bugger. Oh well. Okay, let's not bother talking about this game then. What? It's not on Game Boy. That's so unfair. I'm shocked. Oh, pregnancy test. Yes, you can play Doom on pregnancy test. You can't play this on pregnancy test. There you go. But so Supernova, despite the fact you can only play it on selected, there's no Commodore 64 either, for fuck's sake.
What?
There you go. Oh God. We might as well.
It's not worth bothering with, is it? If it's not,
no, is it? Let's just move on. All right, moving on. No, we don't do that because people are guessing. Supernova, your thoughts on this? Obviously, there is Souls-like things.
Yeah.
And I know you're like, oh, but what do you reckon?
But still, it looks good, and like they were saying, there's difficulty adjustments. So us lesser mortals can just play it on easy and have a good time. And it looks good. The fight moves, the finishes, the animations look on point. It looks very gritty. It looks like it's going to be a decent game overall.
Yeah. I never played the first one, and it was one that I always saw, and now I'm like, this isn't the one that, do you know what, I'd like to play. Now, whether I get round to playing it or not, I don't know, but it does it does look really good. So there you go. So let's have a look. Score. Have we got any scores in chat yet? People, chat, please put your scores in. What you think that the reviews got. We think we've got a few. I'm going to scroll up. Let me scroll. I'm sure I saw some. Where are we? Oh yeah, Danker. This one looks fun. 8 out of 10, he reckons. Gozzo says an 8 as well. Games Guru reckons a 7. Adam says a 7.5 for this. We've got any others? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, coming in. Osiris says 8.5. Kindred 7. JL 7. Games Guru's changed to 7. iQuail 7.5. Adam 7.5. Flame 7. Guildfly 7. LeBraze 7. If you don't know what we're doing, have a guess what this scored. If you just joined us, reviews what the reviewer said in chat. You might not agree with the score, but we're just having a guess. If you get it right, we give you a shout out for your channel. We'll start with you this time, Supernova. What do you reckon this got?
I'm gonna say 6.5 because I've played like indie games which have a similar feel. It doesn't. Yeah. It's not my kind of game. I can see why people like it. That's 6.5. Yeah.
Okay, 6.5 from Supernova. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.5 for this.
7.5. Okay, going slightly higher. Okay, no worries. Obs is saying a 7. There you go. Anyone else? Last chance, folks. This is Tales of Iron 2. Whiskers of Winter, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xboxes, XS1, Switch, but nothing else, apparently. So there you go. Just to clarify. Lady Doll says 8.1. I will round you down to 8, Lady Doll, just because we do halves and whole numbers. So you get an 8, if that's okay with you. I don't know what I'm doing. I just have a number. That's fine. We'll give you an 8. It's cool. It works for me. Makes my life easier. Obs says, I didn't even see the trailer, I'm guessing. That's all part of the fun, Obs. There you go. Lady Doll says 8 it is. Okay, if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this, ladies and gentlemen, Adam says 6.9, so I'm rounding him up for a 7. Everyone's going to start doing that now, aren't they? I can tell you that this is actually the highest scoring game of the night so far, and it gets an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
So there you go. Lady Doll, your first time here, and you got one right. So we're going to give Lady Doll a shout out in the chat. Congratulations. Who else said 8?
I think a lot, you know.
Do you know what? Oh, a lot of people were close. There was a lot of 7.5s. Let's have a look. Gozzo, you got it right. Well done. Danka, I believe, as well, if I've got that right. Let's have a look. Sure, I saw that. Yes, Danka got it an 8 as well. Just going to make sure I've not missed anyone else. I think that was it. I think Osiris was close. There's quite a lot of people that are very close, but not quite. But there you go. There you go. There you go. Congratulations. You will get a shout out. Go follow these wonderful people that got it right. Gozzo's out. He's got 3 out of 4 right. That's not bad going. Not bad going at all. Let's talk about a little bit more gaming news. We've got more gaming reviews coming up for you in a bit. Going to be talking about Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on PC, Sniper Elite Resistance, and Citizen Sleeper 2, amongst other things. But Sony has had a little bit of a restructure, and it was announced last week that they have a new big boss for Sony Interactive, and that is Hideki Nisho. I know I've not got his name right. No, that's probably absolutely murdered it. But he is officially taking over, and this is no joke, on April the 1st. April the 1st. I know, because I was like, and he's taking over from Jim Ryan, who retired a couple of months ago. So they are the new person that's in charge of Sony Interactive. What they were doing is that they were sharing, a couple of studio bosses were kind of sharing the role. One of them is going to stay in the role that they've got currently. And then obviously Nisho, or however you pronounce it, and someone please tell me how I'm saying it, is now going to be the big boss. So people were saying that Jim Ryan wasn't really there for very long. And he's technically retired, but they were like, well, he wasn't there for long. It was a bit of a shock that they went. But do you think this is going to make much difference, or do you think there's reasons behind that?
I think a lot of people speculate if it's got anything to do with all the money that's been pissed away on live services over the last number of years and all the dev time wasted on them.
Concord.
Because Jim Ryan, he wasn't in that role for that long, really, was he? So some people do wonder if he was sort of told to just retire, give him a golden handshake and let go. But it's interesting as well, this change as well, because it wasn't that long ago when they said that it was going to be like a co-CEO role, and it was never said, I believe, that it was going to be like temporary. So people are wondering if it's actually like a bit of a slap in the face to Herman Holster against some of the live services, because apparently he was like one of the main people pushing Concord.
Yeah.
We all know how that went, so people are thinking maybe they've knocked him down a peg because of that.
Well, this is the thing, because Holt's staying where he is now, so it's Holt that's staying. So
yeah, he's reporting into this other guy now.
Yeah, which
and they were at the same level. So it's just whether it is or not, it's hard to say, because they probably won't ever say, but there's loads of speculation that that's kind of what's happened there.
Yeah. Any other thoughts from anybody? It'll be interesting to see what chat think about this now that we're going to have, in just under 2 months, a new head boss of Sony Interactive.
Yeah, it's definitely because they've definitely wasted a lot of money in putting all their bets on this, service and Concord. They're like, yeah, just nudge them out, get some new people in, get a breath of fresh air maybe into the company.
Yeah. Oh, well, we will see what happens. We've got some more Sony news a little bit later on, which people might find interesting. But it is going to be interesting to see which direction Sony go in, especially after basically scrapping a load of live service stuff and after a couple of very expensive failures. Kindred says they're just trying to polish a turd at the moment. Maybe they are. We'll have to see. We shall have to see. Now, moving on to another news story, and I hate doing this, and it feels like, I'm probably not exaggerating, I swear we have one of these news stories every week. Obsessed like Ubisoft. That's all I'll say on that. I've got to be careful. Well, I don't, because again, I don't really give a fuck. We don't talk about Ubisoft. We don't talk about Ubisoft. No. Maybe next month, if they don't push Assassin's Creed back again. Oh, burn. I don't care. This is quite sad, actually. As I say, it seems to be every week we talk about layoffs, and Dave and me have been doing this show for over 4 years. I feel like the last 2 years, we're practically, on average, talking about layoffs once a month. And this time, it is Bioware, whose most recent game obviously came out on Halloween, which was the new Dragon Age game. They have had layoffs in this last week. Now, the reason for this is Bioware have decided to shift a lot of people from the new Dragon Age game onto the new Mass Effect game, which we're still waiting to hear anything about. We've not heard anything. We've got those little teasers a couple of years ago, but they've moved them onto that. But it means that they can't take everyone over. And they have stated that they have tried to get other people in roles in other positions, either in Bioware or throughout EA, and have tried to help them to get them into new positions. But still, we have seen on X, Twitter, and other platforms, social media platforms, that people have been laid off and therefore are looking for work. It's never a great thing. I do feel like I'm a broken record because I'm repeating myself again and again, but I just don't know when this is going to end, because every time we get one lot of people go, it seems that another company has it, or another company, or more from the same companies as we saw. We had 2 lots go from Microsoft at the start of the year, which is a huge kick in the teeth. My question to the chat and everyone else is, when do we think this will end?
Hard one to speculate on. I think half the problem these days is the cost of making these big AAA games is probably somewhat unsustainable for the amount that they actually sell. So I think with Dragon Age, I think it underperformed by about 50% for what EA wanted.
Yeah.
It was in development for a long, long time. I clearly got pivoted from like multiplayer live service back to single player. The amount of money they must have wasted during all that time trying to do it. It hasn't made that much. It didn't do that well critically. A lot of people didn't like it. There were some people who loved it.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of people weren't that taken with it.
Yeah,
it looked like sort of Disney Pixar Dragon Age than perhaps what people wanted.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it was quite there. So I think a lot of the employees have gone elsewhere within EA, and apparently those moves are permanent. So they couldn't just go back; they'd have to reapply to Bioware if they wanted to move back. So it's just left Bioware with a small number. So they've got a small number going into the next Mass Effect, and if that doesn't pop off, you might be talking in a year or two's time that Bioware get closed down, which would be sad because they used to be a great company making some fantastic games, but time got wasted on like Anthem.
God, that was the start of the downfall for them, really, wasn't it?
Really, yeah.
Anthem was it was so bad.
I can remember being so hyped for that game, and then I played the beta and the demo, and I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!"
The initial idea sounded cool, but no, and
then it
never played it myself, but it just didn't sound good at all.
LeBray says, answer to my question, when the economy picks up. But the question is, when will the economy pick up? Answer, we said when. We mean if. Supernova.
No, I'm really saddened by it because I'm a really big Bioware fan. I love all the games in the past. I've been playing Dragon Age Origins, right from the start, just because I want to go back and see what the game's, how it built it up to be such a much loved name. And then it's kind of showcased how critical they are now with game sales, that they can just make people lose their jobs in an instant, due to all that. And good, it's good that they're going on to other places. They're looking out for some of the employees, but it's still a sad day that this is where it resorts to if games don't sell.
Kindred said they're losing money while not releasing stuff, so when they do release it so they can recoup some money, they realize that it's broken, it needs fixing. That seems to be a common problem with any main studio these days, and I feel it's got to the point where maybe during COVID people didn't have much to do, so if a game came out broken they were more forgiving. Yes, the reviewers weren't, but people were like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll fix it. And my case in point is Cyberpunk, because I'm sorry, that game was so broken, and I'm not going to have a big rant on it, but you look at it now, and the way they've turned it around over so many years. I mean, 4 years on, literally, and it's a good game to play now. I'm going to state that.
Totally.
But the problem is, there's a lot of games now that are a massive scope, and they do come out, and either they're massively underwhelming. Now, the problem with the Dragon Age game is, with you, Dave, it's that thing of, I know a lot of people who loved it, but I know a lot of people who hated it, and it really divided people. And if it's divided up people that much, as you say, that equates to that missing the sales target by 50%. And they've spent so much on these games, and they sometimes come out and they're broken mess, and that's why they don't do well. Or they come out and they're just okay. And okay doesn't cut it, because if you're spending 70, 80, even 90 quid on a game, you want it to be the best thing you've ever played.
You want to see
not an okay experience.
Oh, yeah.
You paying $8.99 for a game, you could deal with it being okay. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a massive difference between that, and it just seems to be never ending. But I am going to say, as I always do, to all the people that have lost their jobs, we hope that you find work. We're sorry to hear that's happened to you, and our hearts go out to you as always, because it's a tough world out there, and stuff like this shouldn't really be happening. So we basically send our love to all those employees that did in the last week get laid off by Bioware. So there you go. Okay. The early access model needs to be ditched. If it fails from day one, the odds you recover is slim. That is also true. I do feel that, maybe that needs to be really looked at with, because again, if you get scathing reviews, you got to do something pretty special to get it back up and running to get excellent reviews. So there you go. Okay. Moving on, ladies and gents. And we are going to go to our next game. And our final game that we're talking about, which came out last Tuesday. This came out on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. And this one is The Stone of Madness.
This cursed monastery devours the soul. We are 5, broken, tormented, and hunted by shadows both real and imagined. I am Alfredo Martin, a servant of God, imprisoned here against my will. I investigate hidden truths, banish darkness, and distract the unwary. Yet, even I cannot escape the fear that seeps through these walls. I am not alone in my tribulations. I have gathered my condemned brethren, each burdened with their own afflictions, to aid in our desperate flight from this cursed place. Agnes claims her power comes from eldritch knowledge. A claim I dare not believe, nor entirely doubt. Eduardo is a force that can both move mountains and deftly craft the most useful contraptions. Leonora, sharp, resourceful, and unafraid to do what others cannot. Yet, the flames of her past still haunt her. Amelia. She draws attention away from her companions. Her small frame allows her to hide in places others could never reach. But the eerie sights of this place prey on her fears. Together, we endure, striving for deliverance from this madness.
There you go, folks. That is the Stone of Madness, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and Switch. A lot of people quite intrigued about this one in the chat. Dave, tell us a little bit more, please.
Yes, this is a tactical stealth adventure, as it said in the trailer. And what it kind of looks like, it's, you know, if you remember like the Desperados game that we showed a while back, it looks quite a bit like that, because you've got those vision cones, the enemies that you can see. It's that, you know, isometric viewpoints. It's got that similarity. Structurally, it sounds a little bit different, because you've got you've got these 5 characters, and you've got to, I think, take 3 out each sort of day or night. And the game works like this day sort of night cycle, where you got to sort of, you know, plan what you want to do, who you're going to take out, where they're going to go in this this monastery, which has been split into like I think a prison and a madhouse. So you've got to try and plan an escape through. So you've actually got to take some time and explore the map. You know, find the route really to get out. And whilst you're using these different characters, you've got to be careful of their sanity, because as it showed in the trailer, things can affect them. Like, you know, the one girl's got a fear of fire, and someone else has got, you know, fear of the dark. So if you take like the character out is afraid of the dark at night, you need to take someone with him who can carry a lantern to, you know, keep his sanity. If you don't keep that in check, it'll eventually kind of overwhelm them, and it'll give you like a negative trait that you've got to cope with for the rest of the playthrough. So I think it certainly sounds interesting. So I like the look of it, because it reminds me of like the Desperados games. So it's probably out of everything so far tonight, this one does definitely intrigue me. One that wasn't on my radar, because I hadn't heard of it before. But looking at it tonight, it does look good.
I was going to say, I wasn't aware of this, and it was literally only a week ago that it appeared in the list of games and stuff, because originally this wasn't going to be in the show. I'm not going to lie, this wasn't going to feature in the show, and it literally popped out of nowhere, because it was on no release date schedules anywhere, and it's just appeared. So I hope this does get a lot of love.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm going to put it on my Steam wish list, and at some point I might get it. But too much of this to play at the minute, but it's going to go on the wish list. I don't forget about it.
Ah, the good old backlog.
Good old backlog. It'll never get completed, but I will occasionally try to like pick at it.
Pick at it, yeah. There you go. Supernova, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is going to be on my pile, the ever-growing backlog. I love the art style to it. It's like an all-encompassing viewpoint where it kind of reminds you of Where's Wally in a way. But I love the fact that it's got real things that affect you, like from the gargoyles, and you get to hide around, stealth around, and view, you know, the cones of vision. That I love that kind of stuff, and I'm probably going to be buying into this really hard. I'll probably feature it on stream as well. I actually love the look of it.
Oh, okay. There you go. We might have sold Supernova on a future stream. You heard it here first, folks. If he streams it, we'll take at least, a beer for the profits. There you go.
I'll raise a glass to you.
Yeah. We dedicate this stream to Mag and Dave. There we go. We'll take that. DJ Mike, good evening. He says, I've come to look at Dave to motivate me to shovel the driveway. Not sure how many games are left, but I picked 7 for the rest. No worries, Mike. We'll do that. Obviously, Mike's out in Canada.
Help his motivation.
Yeah, motivation because there's all that snow. So good luck with the shoveling. I nearly said something else, and it was going to sound totally rude. Lady Doll says, has hundreds of games, plays the same handful of games. Always true, innit?
Yeah.
Happens. Had to stream it dressed as Mario. Just saying. No worries, Danker. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you for the lurk. Folks, some of you got scores in already for this game. If you haven't already, put your scores in the chat. See if you can guess what the reviewers gave this. But we're looking. Danker is saying a 7.5. Osiris says a 7.5. Gozzo says a 7.5. Lady Doll says a 7. Games Guru is at 8. Kindred a 7. iQuail says 7.5. But Gozzo then changed his mind, has dropped down a little bit to a 7. Flame says a 7.5. TJ Mike says, I'll send you a photo of the piles at the end of my driveway. Get shoveling, our lad. Get shoveling. Good luck. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go for 7.5.
7.5 for this one. Supernova.
I'll say a solid 8 for this one. It looks like it's really fun. And and it's got surprises galore. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what it's got. If there's anyone chat who hasn't had a guess, wants to get a shout out in the chat. This is the Stone of Madness, which came out last Tuesday and is on PC, Xbox Series X, S, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. And I can tell you that this got a 7 out of 10.
Reasonable.
So very reasonable indeed.
Reasonable, yeah.
So that's all right. Let's go check it out while you can. Did anyone say 7? Gozzo changed to 7, actually, didn't he? I bet he's glad he changed his score. So Gozzo got that right. I got another one. Fucking hell, Lady Doll, first time ever coming in and watching the show. She's now got 2 right. Like, is she the new Messiah or something? This is like, I know there's such a thing as beginner's luck, but this is pretty impressive. Well done, Lady Doll. So you get a shout out as well. Kindred got it right as well. Well done, Kindred. Gozzo got it. Flipping heck, you lot are amazing.
Budding game reviewers.
Yeah, I know. Look, yeah, maybe you can do better than some of the games journalists we got out there. Just saying. Oh my God, is there anyone I won't pick a fight with? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Have I missed anybody? Have I missed anyone? I don't think so. I think we're right. Are we good to move on? Thank you to the mods that are doing the shout. There we go. We'll move on. So, a game that featured, and this feels like ages ago, but it actually feels like it was only a couple of months ago that I played this, which is weird. A game that featured in our top 15 games of 2023, believe it or not, when it came out on PlayStation 5, has now landed on PC. Oh, Mike did say 7. Yes. DJ, I thought there was someone we forgot. DJ Mike got it right. There you go. That'll motivate him to shovel that snow in Canada, bless him. Thank you, Dan. I'm glad you're on there. I knew there was. I was sitting there going, I'm sure I've forgotten someone. It was Mike. Whoops. Sorry. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 finally came to PC on Thursday, last Thursday. If you've not played the game or don't know why it was in our top games of 2023, then have a look at the trailer for this.
Perhaps a new hunting ground. The great hunt begins.
Scorpion, Martin Lee, Black Cat. This Craven guy's putting together quite the team. Whatever they're planning, we'll stop them. I really should have stretched.
That kid you're tutoring, he's the other one?
It's better if I don't know the details.
I'll be fine, Ma. Class is back in session. I sensed beast.
Let's end this!
There you go. Spider-Man 2 finally makes its way onto a PC release. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I can't believe that's like well over a year, more than a year that it's come out.
Flies, isn't it?
It's insane. It feels like I was playing it 2 months ago. Which is nuts. But there you go. Anyone who's not played it, Dave, tell us a little bit more about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, this is another open world Spider-Man game. You get to web sling around New York, and it is a very nice looking New York that I've put together in this one. And the web slinging is probably even better than in the previous 2 games. You've also got some web wings as well in this one to help you glide around a bit more. So they've really done a good job with the traversal. It's fun just traversing the world, let alone doing the missions. Story-wise, in this one, Kraven the Hunter has come to New York, so you can hunt some of the super villains that Spider-Man's previously locked up. So you've got to try and deal with Kraven, stop some of these super villains as well, and also, Venom turns up, the symbiote suit appears, and Peter's got to deal with that. So I thought it was a pretty decent game. I think I generally preferred the previous one, Miles Morales, just because that was a bit shorter and a bit more condensed. I just kind of preferred that one. This one, I think the story's okay. It didn't quite grab me as much as I was hoping it would do. It wasn't a bad story. It just wasn't as gripping as I'd say the previous games. As it's open world, it's got a lot of the same sort of stuff that you can do in each district. To take photos, clear certain crimes that are going on. So there's a lot of filler stuff as well. But the main mission and some of the side missions which focus on some of the villains, they were reasonably decent. So definitely recommend playing it. Although on PC, it's definitely worth, because it's just been mentioned in the chat, definitely worth waiting a bit before you buy it, because apparently the port isn't quite up to scratch at the moment. A lot of optimization performance issues people have been reporting, which is a bit of a shame. But it sounds like it's perhaps just been pushed out a bit earlier than it should have been.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. I don't know if it's quite as bad as The Last of Us Part 1 was, but it's certainly got its issues. So I would probably say if you want to play it on the PC, perhaps just give it a couple of weeks, a month, get some patches out, then just check the Steam reviews, see if things have improved before you jump in and get it.
There you go. Wise words from Dave. It's definitely worth getting, but maybe just wait. Supernova. Have you ever played Spider-Man 2?
Yes, on PlayStation. It's been my rainy day kind of game. When it's raining outside, it's good to swing through Manhattan. Absolutely love it. The only criticism I had about it is that Miles Morales was too short. Maybe stick a bit of 2 on the end of Miles Morales. Make them both average size games.
Yeah.
Because this one seems like it's full of stuff. Maybe a bit too much. But yeah, solid game. I love the story. Love the characters. I'm rating this one high.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed all of them, but I've got the same sort of criticisms that I think the first one is still the best one. I think Miles Morales was too short. This wouldn't say the actual main game was too long, but it had too much filler. But ironically, what I missed from this one is the fact there was no DLCs, because I loved all the DLCs with the first one.
Yeah,
and I think if they got rid of some of the filler and put the DLC in, that might have made it an even better game than the first. But hey, it's what it is. It's still a great game. We just first one had too many side quests. I thought the second one had too many side quests as well, but I still went and did them all because I love the game so much. It's one of those few games that I felt like I should go and do it. Games I don't like, I just tend to go, we'll miss this.
One of the few games I platinumed, actually. I've done everything in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Ob says, I think they will sort it, but I'm waiting on it to get fixed. I mean, that's fair enough. I love the Spider-Man character. I have platinum and trophy for both Spider-Man 1 and 2, says iQuell. There's many Marvel games cropping, especially in the Spider-Man saga. Well, allegedly, the next one, we are going to get a Venom game. So we'll see. Because apparently they're working on that, so we shall see. Let's see. Let's get some scores for the PC version of Spider-Man 2. Cyrus was the first one to put up a score. 6 out of 10. Fleabag said, played this on the PS5. One of my best action games I've ever played. 9.5 out of 10 for me. Danka says a 9. Gozzo says an 8. Ob says a 7. Kindred said 8.5, but then Ob says, I went 7 since it's on PC and there's been some issues, as mentioned. Danka, there's been issues. I'm going to revise to a 7.5. Flame says an 8. Kindred says, I'll drop to an 8. So as soon as you lot started mentioning the things, they all started dropping their scores. There you go. My Lady Soul says, I'm waiting for Bioshock 4. If anyone wants to go sort that out, that would be great. In the meantime, if it comes out this year, Judas, because it's made by the people who made the original Bioshock. Go check that out. That's worth the wait. It's supposed to be out this year. We hope. So that might fill the gap. Ken Levine and his team. Lady Doll says a 6 for this one. iCard says 7.5. Everyone's revising their scores now. It's hilarious. 6.5. As long as the Venom game isn't related to the movies. Yeah, let's not talk about them. Dave, I'll start with you. No, actually, no. Sorry, I lie. I'm going to start with Supernova this time. Sorry, Dave.
I want to go for. I'm going to give it an 8 because I think the IP is really strong and people will buy into it, seeing as though how good it did on the PS, even though it is still a bit buggy.
Okay, 8 out of 10 from Supernova. Dave, what say you?
I'll try 8.5.
8.5. Okie dokie. Last chance, folks. This is Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which came out last Thursday on PC, and obviously you can get it on PS5. Let us know your scores in the chat, and if there is no more, I can tell you that, yes, it did get marked down a little bit because of the bugs and things on release, so maybe they should have waited a little bit longer. But it did get a decent score. It got an 8 out of 10. Hey. So well done, Supernova. So there you go. My 9.5 was the PS5 score, by the way. Well, I think that's what it scored on PS5, didn't it? It got a really high.
Well.
It did very well. So an 8 out of 10 is decent, but you might want to wait. Go follow Supernova. There is his channel. His links are going to be appearing. And I'm sure we'll put the Just Giving page for the Stream for Sands event that he took place in over the weekend. It's all there. Go click all those links. Go donate to the charity. He's a great guy. There you go. Go check it out. There you go. 2 out of 3 guesses on my first night here. Ain't bad. I'll take it. Don't worry. We got 2 more games yet. You might get some more, so don't worry. Don't worry. Let's see who else has got it right. Gozzo, well done. Flame, well done. Kindred said second one right for me. Well done, Kindred. Anybody else? Anybody else? No, I think that's all right. It's all good. I think we got everyone. And Mike said 7. I remembered now this time round. Mike said 7, but he didn't get it right. So there you go. Let's move on to some more gaming news, and then we've got some more games coming up for you very shortly. So this is another interesting one. Another one about mods, but not anything to do with GTA. So let me see if I've got his name, because I should have got a chap called Lance McDonald, E-I-E-I-O. He built a mod for Bloodborne, because a lot of Bloodborne fans have been waiting a long time for Bloodborne to be able to play in 60 frames per second. It has been nearly 10 years since that game came out, and yet you can't play it on 60 frames per second on a PS4 Pro. You can't play it on a PS5. You can't play it on a PS5 Pro. So Lance decided to take it upon himself to basically get it running on 60 frames per second on a PC version that he created. However, surprise, surprise, he's basically been threatened by Sony lawyers on this one. But what's funny is, normally Sony are quite, just like Nintendo, quite hot to trot to shut things down. But he announced this quite a long time ago. In fact, he even told one of the Sony execs back in October, he said it to his face and said, "Oh, hi, mine's such and such, and I've made a 60 frames per second, blah, blah, blah." And he said the Sony exec just laughed. But he actually announced he was doing this in February of 2021. And only now, in this last week, as a cease and desist landed on his door from Sony lawyers. They basically hit him with DMCA strikes as well because he's put stuff up on his YouTube channel. But it is a bit odd that this has happened. And you're kind of thinking, well, seeing as it's coming up to the 10th anniversary of it, do we think that Sony have been sitting on this because we might be getting a remastered version very soon this year?
It's certainly something the fans will be hoping for. Because, it just seemed a bit pointless in a way. Sony giving him some stick about it. I think originally when he made it, I think that the main way he got the frame rate to be improved was pulling some code out from like Dark Souls 3, which like unlocks the frame rate, backporting that code into Bloodborne on like a hacked PS4. So you had to have your PS4, hacks to be able to actually run this. So you just run that code and it unlocks the frame rate, and you can get better performance out of the game. And he proves that it works. It could be done. The code he's done probably made its way into like PC emulation because there'd be some PS4 emulators, I'm sure, on PC. So when I was reading about it earlier on, it just seemed to be that they just didn't like him using the name Bloodborne. Not really the fact that there's the mod, the code, that it's not that, it's just using the name Bloodborne. They don't like that. Which still seems a bit picky, doesn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, this time last year there was a game called Bloodborne Kart, which was a kart racer that had all different characters from Bloodborne, and it had to get renamed. So on its release, it was called Bloodborne Kart, but they came along and said, you can still release the game and you can know it, but you need to change the name, otherwise we will shut you down. And I can't even remember what it got renamed to, but it was totally totally forgettable then because it's not called Bloodborne Kart. But bit of an odd one. Supernova, your thought?
No, I just think there's some corporate bigwig, like going through these file of facts saying, oh yeah, this one's due up in, for its 10-year anniversary or something. Let's see if we can, oh look, somebody's flouting the laws, let's go and lay down on them because we want to make money from it. That's basically what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I think it is. Sometimes when patents get leaked or lawsuits appear, it generally says that there's something on the cards. I'm not saying that there is going to be. Oh, there you go. It's now called Nightmare Kart. Not being funny. Completely forgettable. But it could mean that something would fall in with the 10th anniversary. We shall see. So there you go, folks. Let's move on to our last couple of games of this show. This was a game that many of you saw me play on Thursday night. And I had many a fun minute blowing the bollocks off Nazis.
Good, clean family fun.
Yeah, it was good, clean family fun for the people with the sniper rifles. So here we are with not a DLC, but a brand new game with a slight twist. In the fact that it came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1, and PC. And I had a lot of fun with this, and Celtic says, yes, you did. I did, and I'm still having a lot of fun with this. This is Sniper Elite Resistance.
Rated M for mature.
Sneak into the regional Nazi intelligence HQ, find a mole before the Gestapo, and try to find out what's got this so-called Vertigo bloke so worried. Got my work cut out for me on this one. If Vertigo was right, the Nazis are cooking up some kind of super weapon. Maybe I can find out what they're up to.
Here comes this window.
Time to get to work.
There you go. I'll give my opinions on it a little bit later on. But Dave, for anyone who isn't familiar with the latest Sniper Elite, please do tell them what this is all about, because it's more so shooting Nazis in the bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's it's just technically the sixth entry, isn't it? I suppose in the series. I believe this one takes place alongside Sniper Elite 5, so therefore you're playing as a different character because I think is it Carl Fairborn?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he's off doing his thing in Sniper Elite 5. So you've got Harry Hawker in this one. I believe it's cropped up as like a co-op character in the games anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
he's not an unknown character. But he's off in France trying to discover the secrets about another Nazi super weapon that's cropped up. So if you know the series, it gives you nice, massive levels to just sort of wander around and give you your objective. That's up to you to find your way there. You can sneak around quietly, take the enemies out, blow the nuts off with your sniper rifle, or you can kind of go in all guns blazing. I think the game will let you do that. You can get away with this, so it's not going to penalise you. But it kind of lets you just sort of do what you like in the maps, find your way to the objective, carry on, play through it. From what I've heard, it's meant to be pretty decent. It's not doing anything different than the previous games. If you've played 5. Well, you played the others, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's not doing anything new, but it's still a perfectly serviceable game. I think it's bringing back co-op modes. It's got the mode where somebody can invade your game and try and take it out. I believe you can turn that off if you want.
You can. Off I did.
That annoys me. Other games have done that. But it has got multiplayer mode as well. Whether anyone will actually play that, the question entirely. Haven't seen anything about that. I've only seen stuff about the single player campaign, which, from what I've seen, looks pretty decent.
James Goose says, fun fact, never played a Sniper Elite. I heard in Sniper Elite Resistance there's a feature you can go into other campaigns and kill secret. Yes, that is true. That is the mode that's in, but it's pissing a lot of people off, apparently. We'll say that. On my playthrough, I've had that turned off because, like Dave, the other game that came to mind was Deathloop.
Yeah, I hate it.
Fucking ruined that game for me. I love Deathloop, but that just ruined it when people just come in and you've been working really hard. And just fuck your game up. And I'm like, maybe on a second playthrough, not so bad. I might come back and turn it on and play it through because I'm like, well, I've played it, so it doesn't matter if I get killed. It's a bit of fun. But when you're trying to do it first time, so annoying. I've turned the super slow-mo kills as it slows the game down so much. Says Kindred. Supernova, your thoughts on this one?
Well, it looks just like a rehash of what came before, like Dave said. It's just it looks like it's not made any advancements or added new features. But then again, does it need changing? Because I enjoyed it. It may get a certain kind of repetitiveness in it, but it's just the enjoyment of shooting balls, like you said. You can't put a price on that. And I think they should turn off the invasion thing until like the next playthrough, because if you're doing it for the first time, I can see that not making many people happy.
Yeah, I mean, when you load it up, it gives you the option to. It felt like you had to go into settings and do it, which was a bit annoying. But I mean, my first impressions, multiplayer is not great. I haven't tried the mode where you collect all the posters. I've collected posters, but you basically get some little time challenges. And apparently they said the ones where it's a sniper thing, which is very similar to the sniper challenges in the Hitman game, that is really cool. But then the other challenge where you just got to sneak around and stab as many people isn't really that fun. But the main core game is solid. And if you like those games, it's just more. It's a shame because the fact that they brought Harry in it starts off and they introduce him and they bring it in and he's talking to characters and that. And then they don't seem to do that for the rest of the next 8 missions. It's he talks and says stuff, but there's no real other bits where he's interacting with anyone or doing any cutscenes. And you kind of go, oh, it's like they started writing a story for him, but then just couldn't be asked to finish it, which is a shame because with Carl, there's bits, it's not every level, but you'll get cutscenes with certain characters and he's talking to characters. And that just felt left out. I don't know why. I do like him and his Jason Statham Cockney accent in it. It's quite amusing. It was even a bit of a joke where he does say, he does a bit of Michael Caine. He says, I was only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. And I thought that was funny when they put that in. So it was a little nod to Michael Caine. But I liked it. And I've nearly finished it. I've literally got one level left to do. And I know there's plenty of DLCs to come out for it, and Rebellion always quite good with bringing out DLC. So we'll see. But it's just more of the same, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, folks, let's have a look at some of the scores. See what people are saying. Danker says, I've seen a few of the co-op method. It's difficult to get people in. That gives it a 7.5. Ob says an 8. Lady Doll says an 8.5. Games Guru says an 8. Chaotic says a 9. Guildfly says, I'll say an 8.5. Legendary says a 9. Oh, quite a few people. 8.5. Repetitive and the multiplayer is unplayable. Gozzo says a 6. Let's start with you, Dave. What do you reckon?
7.5.
7.5. Flame says an 8. Ginger Viking, hello, buddy. He says, I just got here, so 8. Fair enough. We're talking about the new Sniper Elite game. Osiris says 14.5. Just kidding. An 8 from me. Supernova, what do you reckon?
I'm going to also go 7.5 for this one.
Yeah, 7.5 for this one. Folks, if you haven't got your scores in, this is Sniper Elite Resistance, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, 1, and PC. Icon says sticking with a 7.5. I'll be right eventually. Well, I can tell you, folks, if there's no more scores in the chat, this got, and I don't agree with this, a 7 out of 10 on average. I think it deserves a little bit higher. I don't think it's quite a 9 out of 10 game or 8.5, but on average, you got about a 7. There were reviews that were worse than this, believe it or not, which surprised me. I think IGN gave it a 6 out of 10.
Oof.
Yeah,
they were like
a bit low.
They were quite harsh on it, which I don't think it needs. So I think it deserves a little bit more, but that was the average score. So if anyone said 7 in chat, you got it right. A lot of people were very close. I'll be honest, I'm not fussed on this new protagonist. I was kind of saying, Ginger Viking, that they haven't really built his character up. They start it at the beginning and then they forget about him. And I'm kind of like, they've done a bit more with that. And I also say, I don't know if anyone else has had this, the way Harry runs up and down stairs, the animation for that is weird because he's like, he goes, I don't know if anyone else gets that or it's just on Xbox, but it's like they've sped it up like a Benny Hill thing and then he walks normally. I don't know if anyone else gets that. If you get it, let me know. But it just made me laugh every time he walks up some stairs. So he's walking normally, being all stealthy, and he gets a set of stairs. He's like, like this, even though he's moving at a slow pace. But there you go. There you go. It could due to be the could be the multiplayer that they didn't like it. Nobody got that right. A lot of people that were close, but nobody got it right. So there you go. We have got a quick ad break going on. So we'll wait before we play the next trailer of our final game. Might as well just say upcoming streams for this week. Tomorrow night at 8:30 is Among Us Community Night as voted by the community. And then we'll get you to vote for a load more games for this month. And on Thursday, we will be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which came out today. So I literally got sent my copy of that today. Looking forward to playing that on Thursday, because that is another one of the big name games of this year. So I'm going to fill by just waiting for the clock to finish for the adverts, because there's about 2 seconds left. And now everyone's back. We can now do the next game. Hello, and welcome back from the adverts. So this is our final game of the night, but it's not the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. This came out on Friday on PS5, Switch, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and is another game that went straight to Game Pass on day of release. And this is Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Let's have a look at the trailer for our final game this evening. There you go, that PlayStation noise. That'll keep Dan Game Tank happy. All the funny little things. We didn't get the Bandai Namco noise this week. The last 2 weeks, we've had the new did, which is hilarious, especially when you've had a really serious trailer. It just takes the piss. But we didn't get it this week.
They're releasing something else soon. It'll come back.
We'll hopefully get one for next week. So I played the first one of this quite a few years ago on stream. I quite liked it. I wouldn't say I was over enamored with it, but it is something quite different. So, Dave, tell us a little bit about this, because this is more of a D&D / role-playing game in that respect, isn't it? Turned into a
video. It feels a bit more like a sort of tabletop RPG, really, the way it's kind of presents itself. Sort of story and character interactions sort of look like the visual novel games that we've seen over the years. This one's got like a nice, cool sci-fi aesthetic to it. Like the actions that you do in the game depend on dice rolls. At the start of like each sort of day cycle, you get a number of dice rolls, and you can use those to do certain actions before like your day ends. You switch to the next one. So it's that kind of style. That worked pretty well in the first one. I thought it gave you a bit sort of a risk reward. Do you like use your high roll dice on like certain tasks? Get like a positive outcome, or do you use a lower one to try and save these other ones for later? And you might have to accept like a poor outcome. Things like that. So it's got a good bit of risk reward, which is pretty cool. This one's got some different systems to compared to the first one. First game, I think you were basically on the same space station throughout. This one, your character sort of wakes up on another space station, but pretty soon after sort of waking up, you do commandeer a ship, and you with another person who's a part of your crew. And so in this one, you get to explore a little galaxy, lots of different places, pick up little contracts, get more people to join your crew, and it's kind of that's the way it's kind of going. Ultimately, your character's trying to escape from some criminal gangs and some corporations that are after you, because your character's in like an artificial body that's got a human mind in it, but this artificial body is owned by a corporation. You're on the run, just trying to keep one step ahead of them, and you're trying to do it through this system that got a little ship to explore. I think it looks pretty cool. It's definitely on my list to play. I still want to go back and finish the first one off there, because I haven't finished that off.
I never finished the first one.
It's good, but
it was good.
Too much of the stuff comes out and distracts you. And it's one of the things I got distracted from, but I do want to go back and finish it.
Yeah, I'd say this is more of a slow-paced game. You can take your time about it to an extent, but I think the payoff is quite good. So if this is anything like the first one, it is worth checking out if you're not too sure. And anyone who's into sort of D&D, dice games, tabletop games will probably love this and lap this.
I think so.
Supernova, your thoughts on our final game this evening?
Yeah, this like you said, anyone loves D&D, and the leaving it to chance of that dice roll. I love games like that. I played Disco Elysium, which has very much the same kind of feel. Yeah. I love games where you just follow the narrative, but it's got enough to keep you interested as you go through. And like you said, there's a big payoff. I only found out about this one today, so I'm definitely going to add it to the list.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what people are saying score-wise. Danka says an 8.5. Ob says a 7. Lady Doll says a 6.5. Gozzo says an 8. Chaotic says it will probably get an 8. JL says a 7. Games Guru 7.5. Ginger Viking says not my type of game, but yeah, I feel like this would get an 8.5. iQuail 7.5. Osiris says an 8. Flame says 7. Kindred says 7.5. Guildford says 7.5. If you haven't put your scores in the chat, please do. Supernova, what would you reckon this has got?
I would like to rate it high, because from what I've seen, it does look like it's an all-encompassing RPG game that I would really enjoy, but not many people like them kind of games. I'm going to go for 7.5.
7.5 for this one. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to go for 8.5.
8.5 for this one as well. Okay, 7.5, 8.5. Drawn Unicycle, good evening. You have arrived. I'll even let you have a couple of seconds. We are talking about Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector. Drop the score in chat. You never know. You might be lucky. It's our last game of the night. This came out on last Friday, and it's available on PS5, Nintendo Switch, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and you can play it on Game Pass. A lot of games this week that you can play on Game Pass, so pretty good. Pretty good. If there is no one else that's going to have a guess, I can tell you for our final game of this night and this week. This was our high-scoring game of the week, and it got 8.5 out of 10. So well done, Dave.
Thank you.
Hang on in. Ginger Viking, well done. Said not your type of game, but I think it's going to get an 8.5. You were correct. Danker, well done. 8.5 there as well. Well done. Not sure if there was anyone else, but I think that was it. If I've missed anyone, but there you go. Give you a shout out. Dave will do your shout out in a minute. Lady Doll says, I need my beauty sleep. So going to shoot and try and sleep while kids are asleep. Much love, everyone else. Amazing. Thank you so much, Lady Doll. Lovely to have you here for the first time. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much. Dave, you get a shout out in a different way because you are not a streamer. So how would you like your shout out, good sir?
You can go behind your chair and surprise us.
Try not to knock anything over this time. Here we go. Oh, my knees didn't click, so that's a good sign. Right, are you ready?
Good. Go for it.
Dave!
Very nice.
Did you click on the way up, though?
yeah, I probably did, but I was shouting so loud I probably didn't hear it, so I probably got away with it. Exclamation Dave in chat as well. If you want to give Dave a shout, you can do that. Exclamation Dave there. Dang it! Shot my shot in the dark. Got me nothing. You were close. You were close. Said 7.5. No worries. There you go. There we go. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't the command not work? Did someone else do the command? Damn it! I'll do it.
Did it a moment ago.
Yeah. Oh, maybe someone. There you go. Everyone's trying to do it. Screw it. I'll try and do it. See if it works. Everyone's trying to do it now. It didn't work. There you go. That's for everyone who said Dave in chat. It worked. There you go. Ems, good evening. She said, evening all. Better late than never, I guess. That's fine. Mag sounds like me now complaining about his knees. Well, I am old. But there. Who broke the command? I don't know. It happened. It happens. You know, Twitch be twitchy. But there you go. Right. Final news story of the night, folks, before we wrap the show up. And again, take this one with a pinch of salt because it is rumoured that we may be getting the first Sony State of Play next week. Now, if anyone doesn't know what that is, that means it's basically PlayStation Showcase for upcoming games. And they do a few throughout the year. Generally, we do tend to get one around about February. And it is estimated by the same people that leaked that Nintendo were going to do the Switch 2 reveal. So they're actually a reliable source in that respect, that we are going to get a Sony State of Play next week between the 10th and the 14th of February. Now, a lot of people are saying it's highly likely that it will probably feature a game that everyone's very excited for, Ghost of Yoti. That is a safe bet because we all know that's coming out this year. But some people are saying maybe we'll get to see some other stuff. Maybe we'll see some more Death Stranding 2 because allegedly that's out this year, but we don't have a date. So maybe we'll get a date for that. Maybe we'll finally actually see some gameplay of one of the live service games that Sony hasn't cancelled, Marathon. Maybe we'll see that. Some people are saying maybe we'll finally actually see some gameplay or hear some news about that Wolverine game that hasn't been mentioned for nearly 2 years ago. Or maybe they will focus on the most recent game that was announced during the Game Awards in December, Intergalactic, because we got the first ever trailer for that in December. So the question is not whether we think this is going to happen or not. My question to chat, Dave and Supernova, is what do you think they are actually going to showcase? This showcase.
Probably Ghost of Yoti is a good shout. It'd be nice to give you a release date for that because that is meant to be this year. I would like to see some actual gameplay of Intergalactic because you had a very brief snippet, didn't you, at the end of what they showed the Game Awards. So they gave you a little taster, but not enough. So I would like to know more about what that game is actually meant to be, as well as the gameplay. But the other ones you mentioned, like Wolverine, that'd be pretty cool to see some of that because we've known about that for a long time. So it'd be nice to actually see it, see what it looks like. What is it going to be?
Yeah, the guy that leaked this was Nate the Hate, and he's normally pretty bang on. Icross says we get an announcement for Concord 2. Go for it. Or Concord DLC that you buy and then can't play. That'd be amazing. Let's do that. I think that's a great idea.
Sure, it's time for a remaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remaster Concord.
Oh, yeah. Why not? I mean, Sony remasters everything within the space of a year, so fuck it. Concord remaster. Come on, people. We need it in our lives. Yet no one will fucking buy it. Legendary Drayel says, then you've got Xbox sharing its games to Sony. Like, okay, buddy. They are. Gozzo, like to see Crazy Taxi. Yeah, because there is all the collection. Shinobi, Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe. We've not seen much more of that. They kind of announced it, and then we've not seen anything since the summer. So that would be good if we saw that. Bungie's Marathon, maybe. That is a potential. Last of Us Part 2, tunnel vision, I reckon. I think Last of Us Part 2 remaster should be on the cards. And Echo the Dolphin remaster, because everyone thought that was going to be on the Xbox showcase the other week. It's never there. Bloodborne 2. Well, the other thing that people are saying is we might find out there's a Bloodborne remaster, because, again, this 10-year thing links back to that other story. Last of Us, the HBO edition. But there you go. Like that, Drawn Unisoc said this could be announcing Bloodborne stuff since they did the DMs. Yeah, we were talking about that just recently. Just talking about that. So I think that's a good shoe-in as well. Supernova, your thoughts or predictions?
I'd love to see the Wolverine game. I want to see more of that, because the whatever it did provide us with, it looked absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm agreeing that Intergalactic one piqued my interest because it's not Naughty Dog, but it featured, it kind of give you the grasp of what it's about, but I want to see more. I want to see what that's all about. Naughty Dog hasn't let us down in the past, and it's one of the few franchises that hopefully will deliver at the State of Play.
I think it was also because what intrigued me is you kind of saw who the main character was.
Yeah.
But then in that trailer, there's a brief shot of the person going to find, and it's that well-known actor and comedian, and for the life of me, can't remember his name.
Oh,
Who was in... Oh, bloody hell. He's recently been in Only Murders of the Building. And he was in The Eternals. I know that wasn't a great film. Marvel, but he's a stand-up comedian. He was also in that... I'll come out last year or the year before.
The Indian, about the...
Yeah. And he's been in...
I always forget his name. But yeah, he is so funny as a comedian.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So, but and he's clearly in it. So his face pops up on the screen. I know him.
What surprised me is that loads of branding in it as well. Really, what was it? Mercedes or something like that on the car.
It was
or something.
Porsche.
Was it?
Yeah. Nova just said, "Why did you say that? You just jinxed it, saying that Naughty Dog are reliable." Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. We'll see. There you go. We'll see. All right. Well, folks, we will find out. Kumani. There you go. That's how you pronounce his name. Kumani Nanjiani. I was close. I nearly got his name right. Not quite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Great stand-up comedy. People forget he still does stand-up comedy. He's a very, very funny guy. But yeah. So we shall see. We will find out next week if there is a State of Play. And I'm sure we will talk about it on this very show. But ladies and gentlemen, that does bring our show to a close. Thank you so much. Firstly, massive shout out to the wonderful Supernovaplays.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. All his links will magically appear. So if you're not following him, they will all appear in chat in any minute now. And also, don't forget, recently part of, along with a number of other wonderful streamers, took part in the Streaming for Sans fundraiser at the weekend, which has raised nearly £5,000, which is fucking amazing, frankly. And if you want to donate, the Just Giving page is there. Please do put your hand in the pocket and drop a couple of quid. It'll be greatly appreciated. See if we can take them over that $5,000 mark. That is amazing. But all these links are there. Do give him a follow. Guildfly says, Super fucking Nova. What a dude. There you go. We love Nova, says Chaotic. Will that include his only Nova account? Well, you'll have to check out his link tree to find out, won't you?
For this month only, all membership fees are going to charity.
Perfect. There you go. All feet pics get a £1 donation to charity.
Only
there we go. As always, thank you to my co-host who knows the most, the wonderful Dave Jones.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you as always. We will be back with another Tuesday night gaming chat next Tuesday, where our guest our second time on the show is the wonderful Musolisia. And as I normally get her name wrong, and apparently I spelt her name wrong on my schedule, so I owe her 1,000 apologies.
Musolisia.
Yeah, I see. I never get it right, but I put it on the thing as Musolisa. And it's because there was a picture of Muso and Lisa together. And I put Musolisa. I was like, oh, bloody hell. So absolutely fucked that one up. So a million apologies to her, but she will be our guest on next week's show. Again, thank you to all the wonderful mods for doing all the shout outs and looking after the chat. And to you wonderful people watching the show at home, thank you so much for supporting us. We love doing this show. I can't wait until we even get into the main gaming season with all these big name games and lots of guests throughout the year. Really, really appreciate it. So thank you to everyone in chat. We are going to do a raid. Let's see who's on and let's see who we can raid and send some love their way. And this is always a bit, well, for some reason when I press my stream deck, it never, oh no, there you go, it kicks in.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's delayed, in it.
I don't know why. It never wants to do it. Any other stream I do, it's fine. But every time we come to this bit,
I always have that awkward silence, like, in a minute, we'll find out.
It's going to happen. And it slowly goes, doop, 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 and populates the screen. Let's have a look. Who have we not raided in a while? Let's have a look. Just going to have a look. Do you know what? We could. I'm just. Do you know what? There was someone I was going to raid last night, and then he wasn't on. He just finished, and he's going to be our guest at the end of the month. And it's been 2 years since he was last on the show. Let's just see what he's doing. Oh, why did that open there? We have got. Oh, and this is perfect because he is playing the Orcs Must Die Death Trap game that we were talking about. So this is perfect. This is a Bioware who was on the show 2 years ago. So he's been his first time on in over 2 years. So let's go raid Bioware. He is doing a subathon, has been on for over 35 hours. Yeah, that's some serious shit. So let's go raid him and send some love. That explains why he wasn't on when I wanted to raid him last night, because he must have been doing a bit of a sleep thing or whatever. But there you go. Let's go raid Bioware. We'll make that happen.
Let's go wake him up.
Once the end credits have rolled. There you go. It's just kicked in. Thank you so much, everyone, again, that's all here. You lot are awesome. I'll also drop his link in chat just in case it doesn't take you over onto the raid. That is some serious bladder control right there, says Kindred. Indeed. Thank you so much, everyone. And that's all that leaves for me to say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. Apart from Mike, who's shoveling the snow off his drive, bless him, because he's working hard. And we shall see you tomorrow at 8:30 for some community, easy for me to say, Among Us, from Dave, myself, and Supernova. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.